celebrate the bond between our two countries. Soft laws, Spanish and
Highnesses, Ministers, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first express our sincere thanks to Your Majesty and Queen Silvia, to the royal family, and to all those present here tonight for their affectionate welcome on our state visit to the Kingdom of Sweden. After several postponements, some formal, some informal, due to the pandemic mainly, it is truly a joy to be here in Stockholm and share this grand evening with you. We fulfill at last our long wish to visit Sweden. Today, the Queen and I wholeheartedly hope that this trip will serve as an expression of the special friendship that brings even closer our two countries, geographically distant at the north and south of Europe, but united by the same values and permanent principles. I do appreciate, Your Majesty, your mention of so many instances in which we're bound together, not only for national interests, but also for particularly family ties. Indeed, Spain and Sweden share the fundamental democratic principles and values that lay at the foundation of today's Europe. We are both proud of our institutions based on the rule of law and of our inclusive societies where human rights are protected and equal and fair opportunities are offered to all, notwithstanding social, economic, or gender differences. This shared understanding is also the basis of our joint actions at the international level. In these difficult times, we both have reaffirmed our commitment to strengthen multilateralism, since we believe it is the principal way, often the only way, to find effective and lasting solutions to the global challenges we all currently face, especially, for example, in the field of environmental protection and the fight against climate change, or against future pandemics like COVID-19, which we still have not totally defeated. Spain and Sweden firmly place their trust in international organizations as the most appropriate framework to deal with pressing and multifaceted challenges that require international cooperation and solidarity to find viable and successful solutions. We are both strong advocates of world peace. We have joined forces and launched the Stockholm Initiative with the aim to promote nuclear disarmament and the strengthening of the NPT, the Non-Proliferation Treaty, which is up for its next review conference in 2022. Our commitment to cooperate in the international sphere is particularly evident in Europe, our continent, at a especially complex time, where we see many doubts arise and a new air of mistrust lurking around. At the EU, Spain and Sweden not only sit side by side at the Council, but also work together to build a strong, democratic, prosperous, and just Europe. However, we also need a Europe closer to its citizens, one that leaves nobody behind and looks out for the most vulnerable. A Europe that upholds solidarity as its true hallmark. Both our countries share as well the view of an open economy with free and fair trade in a global market that is increasingly competitive. Our global companies, many of them world leaders in their respective fields, are at the forefront of knowledge and cutting-edge technologies in numerous sectors. This should invite us to seek synergies and find ways to cooperate, especially in third markets. We also have agreed on the need to put in place all the mechanisms and tools to guarantee a prompt recovery of our economic growth rates in the aftermath of the pandemic. We know that this is something that we can only achieve soundly by betting hard on scientific research, technological development, and innovation. These are three essential ingredients to maintain competitiveness at a global level, but even more so to take us into a new phase of a smarter, cleaner, and more inclusive European economy that can serve as an example and proof of our will to harmonize our interests with those of the rest of the world. Your Majesties, I would finally like to refer to human ties that have been the backbone of our bilateral relationship for decades, even above the political and economic ones. Tourism, as you mentioned, is one of the most powerful instruments to promote mutual knowledge and rapprochement between people. In the case of our two countries, for several decades, it is actually at the heart of an unprecedented intensity of exchanges seen in history. Next year marks 65 years since the first charter flight of Swedish tourists to the Canary Islands. And that was organized in 1957, a milestone that would open the way for many millions of Swedish citizens who have since visited Spain. I can think of no better occasion to thank the Swedish people for the trust and affection they have placed in Spain, and to express the hope that in the future, my country will remain first choice for Swedes when traveling abroad for their holidays. However, the interest Swedish people have in our country is not limited to our beautiful towns, monuments, museums, beaches, landscapes, or to food and wine. It extends itself more and more to our language, to culture, and we feel proud and honored to know that the number of students of Spanish in Sweden has been steadily growing for the last years, and that today, as you also mentioned, it is the most studied optional foreign language in your educational system. I do hope this interest will keep growing, because it will certainly translate into an ever stronger and richer foundation of our relations in all fields. As I emphasize our joy and gratitude for being here tonight and in Sweden, allow me, from the Queen's and my sincere and deep appreciation, allow me to propose a toast. Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, to their Majesties, to the Swedish people, and to the greater friendship and cooperation between our two countries. Skål. Salud.